The EU Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee passed for the first time a report calling for stronger ties with Taiwan. It calls for a potential bilateral investment agreement and expresses grave concern over Chinese aggression towards Taiwan. Now, almost all EU countries voted in favor on this committee, and the report will be sent to the Parliament next month. Today, I'm honored to be able to speak with German Member of European Parliament, Reinhard Bütikofer, the chair of the Parliament's delegation on China relations. Now, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure.
This report was passed in the committee despite protests from China. Could you tell me how EU relations with China are changing?
This is an expression of the very determined and principled stance that the European Parliament has been taking on China issues in recent years. We have voiced very strong, clear criticism of China's atrocious human rights record in Xinjiang or Tibet. And we do believe that the turn of the Beijing regime towards more oppressive policies inside China and more aggressive policies in their external relations must be met with a clear dedication of democratic nations to stand up for the values that we all cherish and to defend our interests. And in that regard, we also believe that democratic Taiwan should be considered a partner. Now, I should caution, though, against the expectation that this stance that the European Parliament has been taking is already supported to the same degree by all the member states. That is certainly not the case. The overall attitude of European countries vis-à-vis China is in transition. The majority of the public in all the European countries is getting much more critical. The business community is less inclined to ignore unfair trading practices from China than they had been in the past. That is by no means signaling that major countries like Germany or France will be equally strident in their criticism. So this is a process that is going on. And for instance, the upcoming elections in Germany later this month will have a major impact, probably, on Germany's position. And I would expect that there will also be a certain change towards a more realistic and a more critical position vis-à-vis China.
So it did show grave concern about Chinese aggression towards Taiwan. Do you see the EU doing anything to deter Chinese aggression towards Taiwan?
Well, obviously, there is one major signal that we can send to the PRC authorities in Beijing, and that is Taiwan is not alone. Taiwan is not isolated, and aggression against Taiwan is not ignored, and it would come with a price. It would come with political reactions from the community of democracies. We want to tell Beijing that they should not miscalculate. They should not believe that they have a free hand in whatever they want to do. I mean, on one hand, Taiwan has means to defend itself. Militarily, there is also the US that plays a well-known role. The European Union is not a military force or military power, and it doesn't play in that dimension. but the European Union is a major trading and investment and economic power, and our deterrence lies in that dimension.
So you could see the EU imposing economic sanctions against China if they were to attack Taiwan?
Look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't think we should talk up a military aggression from China against Taiwan. We should be confident that this can be avoided.
I also know that, you've been very vocal against human rights abuses by China. And China's Global Times even said that you're the #1 official on their sanction list. How do you feel about that honor?
Well, some people say take it as a badge of honor. Disregard my personality and just look at my function. I'm the chair of the China delegation, so I am supposed to be the prime interlocutor from the European Parliament with Chinese side. If they sanction me because I stand up for human rights, the message is very clear, and that's also the message from the other sanctions. We're willing to have dialogue if you're willing to forego criticism of human rights violations. This is not the rules of a fair relationship. China is trying to impose their own political will as a precondition for dialogue, and that is not acceptable. And I believe that they badly miscalculated. They probably thought that the European Parliament would cave in. The opposite has happened, and now they're in an awkward position, trying to be a bully, and the bluff has been called.
Do you think that the EU has become more resistant towards China?
Overall, I would indeed say that a lot of illusions that had been harbored by many in different European capitals vis-a-vis the future of China relations have begun to make way for more realism. China has taken a turn towards more aggressive, big power bullying, not just vis-a-vis Taiwan, not just vis-a-vis Australia, also vis-a-vis some European countries like Sweden or Norway or the Czech Republic. This is well noted in not just by the public, but also by policymakers. We are, of course, still willing to partner with China wherever that makes sense, but we're not willing to partner at any cost and to partner at the expense of our own values and our own interests.
And I remember you had a tweet when you were put on that sanction list that you could always visit Taiwan. Would you like to visit Taiwan soon?
That became a very popular tweet. But unfortunately, under the pandemic management regulation, the tweet isn't even true at the moment. So I think it would be very hard to visit Taiwan at the moment. But as soon as that becomes more feasible again, I'm certainly willing to pay another visit.
Well, thank you so much. We would love to have you visit sometime. Thank you so much for speaking with me and for the role that you are playing in standing up for democracy in Taiwan and throughout the world. I've been speaking with German member of European Parliament, Reinhard Bütikofer, the chair of the Parliament's delegation on China relations. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.